Okay, guys. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Adeline Conway,
I'm Ariana Daniluk.
and welcome to our European history talk through, where we're gonna tell you all about the units and basically give you your crime session, but chronologically organized.
So first off, where are we gonna start? We're gonna start in Unit 1. What's going on in Unit 1 is we're seeing the Renaissance happen, and we're seeing the Age of Exploration. So with that, we also have the printing press going on, and that basically allows a lot more technological and societies to community and through communication. It's being developed way quicker to the point where a lot more news and information is getting spread around like rapid fire. We're also seeing humanism become a big thing and the rise of very strong monarchies.
Yeah, and politically we have Machiavelli, who's saying that the power of the prince and rulers and whoever's in power should stay in power using whatever ways possible.
Alright, where are we gonna go from here, Addie?
From here we're gonna go into Unit 2, which
Let me see.
I didn't write it down.
You're good. It seems like Unit 2, guys, is in right after it, and we see the Age of Reformation, which we see our King Martin Luther. He is basically defying the church, and he starts seeing that indulgences should not be the way that you get into heaven. He finds it like fraud, and so he calls out the church and writes his very own, which is the New Testament. And with that, we see not just him, but it influenced the entire, basically a lot of Europe. And so we also see with that the Protestant Reformation, which he's kind of seen as their idol. Think of it as huge boy band, but he's just the boy band and everyone else is the fans.
Yeah, and then the Catholic Church goes back with the Reformation of the.
Oh my God! Come on, be careful.
I keep. Okay.
I'm just trying to finish the
I forgot the name of it. The Counter-Reformation, which basically says that all of Martin Luther King's ideas are wrong and that he should be revoked from speaking in church. And within this you have the Calvinism and the Anglicanism, which is similar to what Ariana talked about. And all this conflict leads to the 30 Years' War. Yeah.
Okay.
3, we get into absolutism and constitutionalism. It is about who has the power and who is going to gain power and how they use it.
So we see Louis the... What number is that?
14.
Louis the 14th, he is currently the King of France, and with that, he wants to take control of, everything. So that leads to absolutism. And so with that, he says, "L'état c'est moi," which means I am state. And he basically, wanted control. He wanted everything under, in the palm of his hand. England, however, was kind of more, looking for a parliamentary movement. So they started going into that. And then we also see the Enlightenment start coming to view. And we see John Locke and, Montesquieu. They're very big figures, and they start influencing their philosophical views on, the church and the people.
Yeah, and within England's monarchy, that's how constitutionalism is brought in. And the English Bill of Rights ensures Parliament has authority, and it's basically setting the stage for a modern democracy.
Alright, guys, we're not going to stay in this for long because we're moving to Unit 4. We see that the scientific revolution is becoming a very big thing, and during that we see that a lot of scientific and mathematical new ideas and revolutionary stuff is coming into view. So people like Galileo and Isaac Newton, they're starting to define things such as gravity, orbit, push and pull, all that.
Oh shit. And then there's also Copernicus, who believes with Galileo that the Earth is the center of the universe, and the church totally demolished that idea. Said, no, you're wrong, and if you teach that, you're gonna go to jail. And the Enlightenment builds on that, applying reason to government. And philosophers like Locke, Resinu, and Voltaire question the authority and promote rights and freedoms. So now we're moving into Unit 5, which is all about the French Revolution and Napoleon. Unit 5 starts and things explode, literally and politically. The French Revolution begins because of inequality, economic crisis, and Enlightenment ideas.
With that, we also see that there's a lot of financial issues where people are starting to go into poverty, which has become a very big topic. And we see that a lot of the monarchies and people in power, they're not really doing as much. So with that, we see the French Revolution come on because people are finally saying we've had enough, and then so they start rioting and protesting outside the royal palace and stuff. Whereas where we see the Austrian bitch,
Marie Antoinette. Madame Vito, if you may.
yes, Madame Vito, she basically was using all the money and spending it on herself and not providing to her people, which led to a lot of issues, to the point where when they finally stormed into the palace and stuff, her and her husband had tried escaping and they both got caught and they both were beheaded.
Yes, and then when that French Revolution started, it was also the Reign of Terror. And for that revolution to end, and after the Antoinette's and Marie Antoinette and her husband left, Napoleon rises to power and stabilizes France, but spreads revolutionary ideas, and so eventually the Congress of Vienna takes over and tries to get it stable again.
Okay, guys, welcome back. All right, so first we're gonna go into Unit 6, and that is where we see industrialization and that whole era come into view. So with that, we see a lot of factories being placed all across Europe, and we see a lot of child labor going on. With that, we see children and people, especially women.
Start practice.
Bless you. Women also start participating in the labor in the factories, trying to do more, and so plus that we see that there are a lot of issues and a lot of what's the word?
Really, there just need to be labor laws applied. And so when everything falls apart, not everything falls apart, when the horrible conditions of the factories and workplaces are talked about, new ideologies come in, like socialism and communism, with critical thinker Marx criticizing capitalism. And then we're moving from 6 to 10. It's about nationalism and imperialism. And it is basically countries like Germany and Italy unify on a shared identity. But at the same time, European powers expand overseas, competing for colonies. What was that noise?
Sir. Unit 7, we see Germany. Okay, so Germany and Italy, they started to become united, and we see a lot of bond going on there, a little secret situationship going on there, and liberalism and socialism start to come into view in the age of imperialism. A lot of isms, we got some too. But hey. Guys,
so we're back. Anyway, so Unit 7 still continues to be about European powers and how they expand overseas, looking for colonies in Africa and Asia, and then the imperialism that was talked about earlier increases tension between nations and sets up future conflicts.
Yeah.
And then
Are we going to Unit?
Yeah.
Unit 8, okay. Oh wait, no, whoa. Okay, so we also see that, ladies and gentlemen, the World War I begins. We see with that there are countries, and Germany, of course, is just not feeling it. They are basically just trying to say, screw it, we want it all, we want the power. We are the tigers. So Russia, however, they're like having their own little issues going on there in their little household. So we see the Russian Revolution and a lot of influence from that, and like the issues with their country and the power and like separating all that. That starts to go around, but also we see there's totalitarianism. I don't know how to say that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start going into World War II. Take it away.
And World War II. Well.
Oh God. Oh no.
Okay, well, sorry guys, we're back. A bomb hit us. We're still in Unit 8. We're moving on to World War II. But within World War I, the Treaty of Versailles punishes Germany.
Bad boy.
Yeah, for real. But World War II breaks out, ending the massive destruction and ending with massive destruction and the Holocaust.
Yeah. A lot of people, they were just like, they found out. So once Germany finally like surrendered, because Hitler died, he killed himself. Not very cutesy, not very baby girl coded. We see that once the U.S. like they finally take over like Germany to try and like fix and like clean up what has happened, we notice that the Holocaust actually had a very big role in World War II, and like millions of people had died. A lot of Jewish people and those they did not approve of. And it was not just like Jewish people, it also was people from other countries that they basically did not approve of. And they said, you're not like us, we don't want that. So, yeah. Alright guys, welcome back.
So guess what we're finally on? Unit 9, and we're almost done.
Hey! You want to start?
Sure. So Unit 9 was the Cold War and modern Europe. It's from 1945 to the present time. We're in Panera, guys. It's from 1945 to the present, and we're gonna cut the point off. It's from 1945 to the present. It is, as I said, the Cold War and modern Europe. It's divided between the U.S. and the Soviet Union in spheres, basically going from capitalism versus communism. And tensions are staying high, which are direct conflict.
Anyway.
Conflict? No. Tensions are high, but direct conflict is avoided. Oh my god. Hence the Cold War.
Alright guys, and what's going on with the Cold War? Ladies and gentlemen, we're having our big brainy people. They're coming together. We're trying to defy gravity, Elphaba style. And we are trying to go. I don't need to get yelled at by Panera. But we're trying to go up there, guys. We're trying to rise up. Can I do that? And with that, we see that Neil Armstrong, our king, our idol,
Listen, you gotta mention some Buzz, because he did pretty good too.
But what was his last name?
His last name is Buzz.
Neil Armstrong and Buzz, they made it up there, guys. We up there, and we basically kind of like said, that's my bitch.
Yes, but whoa.
We're not done.
Hold on. Eventually, the Soviet Union collapses and Europe moves towards cooperation. And we see a rise in the European Union and ongoing challenges like globalization and migration. And that's it, guys. We hope you had a wonderful time, and we really hope that you were able to learn and understand our full AP European timeline from the Renaissance all the way to today.
Yar.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.